Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. It's about that time, man. We got to talk about some things. New details done unfolded about all these shenanigans going on with President Trump that I just got more questions about. You know what I'm saying? So if you are here for the first time, please hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other social media platforms, and by all means, have yourself a good time. Before we get into the show, make sure you hit the, I think I told you already, like button, but I do have a Kevin's Corner store where you can get all types of merch, including the new shirt with fight, fight, fight on it. And you can get some merch with Gizmo. If you're new to the channel, you may not have seen Gizmo. He's my little sidekick. Somehow he ended up getting a cameo on the show and became a beloved icon on the show. So you're welcome to get some merch with Gizmo on it. And if you want to support the channel, you can also donate to it. I have a Cash App, PayPal, all that good stuff. Now, with no further ado, if y'all can hear me, if the chat's working, let me make sure. Somebody say good evening. Make sure you can hear me. Hello, hello. Good evening. It looks like everybody can hear me. So if everybody can hear me, then I might as well get busy. That's what I might as well do. I rock the planet. The Gorilla Clan in the house. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. There's some G's in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Now, ladies and gents, let's just jump straight on in what we're going to be talking about.
So tonight, I'm asking every American to recommit.
What?
To make America what it is.
Great again.
Yeah. Word. Look at this. My boy.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Tell me something, brother. That's what I want to know. I want you to tell me something, brother. Did y'all see the Hawkster come out last? I almost jumped out my seat. I was laying in the bed. Okay, when is Trump coming? What? Is that Hulk Hogan? Is that the Hawkster? Bring it to me, Hulk. Bring it to me.
You know something? When I came here tonight, there was so much energy in this room. I felt maybe I was in Madison Square Garden getting ready to win another world title. Or maybe I thought the vibe was so intense, the energy was so crazy, it felt like maybe I was gonna press that no good stinky giant over my head and slam him through the mat, brother.
Yeah, I just read in the comments, somebody said, only if they had Mr. T come out, that would have been too much for my heart to bear. I wouldn't have been able to bear. I could seem like, no, I don't hate Creepy Sleepy, but I do pity the fool. But my predictions about the election, pain. I would have loved it. Loved it. But hey, you know what else would have just made my heart drop? If you would have had, you know who come out. God bless his soul. You're looking at the macho man, Randy Savage. Oh yeah. Get over here, Elizabeth, right now. I wouldn't have been able to take it. Too much.
But what I found out was I was in a room full of real Americans, brother.
Real Americans.
And at the end of the day, with our leader up there, my hero, that gladiator, we're gonna bring America back together. One real American at a time, brother. But what happened last week when they took a shot at my hero? And they tried to kill the next president of the United States.
Don't do it, Hawk.
Enough was enough.
Don't do
and
it.
I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
Boy, I tell you, You can't get much better. Whoever decided to put the Hawkster on it, boy, they hit that nail on the head. Man, rip the shirt off. You want to know something, brother? Oh, man. Made me want to take somebody to the turnbuckles. Jump up on the third rope and, yeah, full-blown body slam. So anyway, guys, that was one of the highlights of last night. Of course, President Trump's speech. And you can tell, you know, he has been impacted by this whole situation. I know a part of him probably is hurt as well as shocked that his own country, and I'm saying his own country because even if it never comes out that, you know, the other side helped put this together, which, you know, my gut, my spidey senses are tingling. The fact that you have so many on the left that even would wish something like that to happen to a president, it almost would feel like a betrayal of your country when all you are trying to do is make the country the best that it can be. And you got some evil people who have convinced so many others that you're trying to destroy everything. And you know in your heart, you're really on the right side of things. You know, the same thing as just a Trump supporter. Knowing that you're on the right side of things and you confront people that have so much hatred and they're so manipulated and blinded by all of the propaganda that's come out about Trump, and you're saying you have no idea what you're talking about. You don't realize that you are hating the very person that's trying to help you. But it is what it is. So now, Trump picks J.D. Vance from Ohio, which I did get a chance to hear J.D. Vance and see J.D. Vance when he was running for the Senate out in Boardman. I went out there and I listened to him, and he remains very steadfast about his confession of having it completely wrong about Donald Trump. And I know so many people who have gone through that transformation and somehow have overcome their Trump derangement syndrome. Unlike Kamala Harris, who ripped Joe Biden and called him a segregationist and all that stuff, she never even came out and apologized. She never even came out and said, I was wrong about creepy, sleepy, all those hurtful things I said about him being a segregationist. No, they don't need to do that. Democrats don't backtrack when it comes down to that unless they absolutely have to. And it's never sincere. It's all calculated. It's for political reasons. But when I went and saw JD, he was the first to come out and say, man, I want to start off by apologizing because I really got it wrong when it came down to President Trump. And I think there needs to be grace within everyone's heart to allow somebody to recognize if they're wrong and to take an about face. I mean, where would we be as Christians, as if you're a Christian, if that was the standard? You know, through most of my life, I was either indifferent about who I thought Jesus Christ was, or sometimes I would find myself being somewhat aggressive towards, you know, who he was if it stood in the way of my agenda. And, you know, to come to the revelation that, boy, I was wrong. I mean, imagine if he was like, well, so it's too late for that. But it has to also show in your behavior. It can't just be, I was wrong and that's it. And dang, I said sorry. Everybody knows the difference between somebody who just gives you fine, sorry, versus I am so sorry. And I know a lot of people who have come out and made that confession about President Trump, but I know the left is going to try to hang their hat on that. Well, look, he said bad things about Trump. You know, I know a ton of people who've said bad things about Trump. And so now I have to wonder, okay, well, how is the left responding to J.D. Vance? Because, see, I got a rule of thumb. When I hear the left start attacking certain people on the right, that means politicians, Republicans, always look to hear what is the rhetoric surrounding them. How much are they a target of the liberal fake news? If they hate these people and if they start listing them as MAGA, 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 I think we got the right one, baby. If they are tolerating them like a Mitt Romney or, you know, some of them other rhinos, then off grid. I judge a lot of this based on how much the left hates this person, you know, and this is a general thumb just across the board. Are you a threat to evil? And if you are, evil will concentrate all of its attention resources and efforts on destroying you because you're a legitimate threat. And so let's go ahead and use that skill to apply to JD Vance in this particular situation, because I like keeping my ear to the street. I want to hear what the left got to say about this pick.
Now, JD Vance is the VP pick, and I think every person who pays close attention has got to be thrilled by that. And if you don't know much about JD Vance, I'm not even going to make a case for JD Vance. I'm going to tell you what I just saw, which is that every bad person I've ever met in a lifetime in Washington was aligned against JD Vance.
Oh.
JD Vance is an ideological nationalist. That's a much more dangerous virus.
It is not.
Dangerous virus. So Van Crying Jones just labeled him as a dangerous virus and an ideological nationalist. Oh, so far so good. Let's see.
Now picking a vice president who has pledged 100% loyalty to the cult of Donald Trump.
Oh, now see, they started using tag words. The cult of Donald Trump, ideological nationalist.
I think he picked him because he knows that he's the vice president that will do the things that Mike Pence would not.
Oh, right now they're warming up. They're teeing off on JD Vance.
Vicious man who's decided that the people he grew up around have too many pathologies to figure out what he figured out, and he's willing to dispose of them for power.
He's a carbon copy of Trump.
Yeah.
So what new voters is he going to bring in?
Oh, wow. Such hurtful things they're saying about this man. Carbon copy of Trump and all of that. And I'm saying, if you're saying things like that, I don't know, we might be onto something here. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. See?
Not the suburban mom, not the girl who needs an abortion, not the gay people who want to retain their rights.
Look at the priorities of the left. The suburban mom, not the girl that needs an abortion, not the gay people who wants to retain their rights. These are the priorities of the left. There you go. As if JD's going to get in and destroy all of those victimized groups that she's trying to label. Like he's going to go in and set his targets and eyes on, the gay population or whatever. Trump's not doing that. JD Vance isn't talking about that. Nobody's trying to roll back these people's rights. And it's crazy that some simple-minded folks like Big Nose Toucan Sand right here really believes it. Really believes it. It's unreal.
This pick is a horror on the world stage.
Horror on the
So JD Vance matters because Donald Trump is pointing the Republican Party in a very scary direction for the long term.
Yeah, for who? Say it's who? See, that's my question. So who is afraid of this? To me, I'm thinking, yeah, I want somebody who thinks like Trump, and God forbid something happened to Trump, he continues in the same direction as Trump. I want somebody like that. I don't want nobody who I'm thinking this is a career politician. Everybody's talking about I forget the guy, not from Virginia, but the other dude, Wyoming or somewhere. I forget where he's from. But they were talking about, he would have been a better pick. He's more of a traditional, Republican. Even Marco Rubio, I still was like, I don't know. I want somebody that's a little more grimy. I want somebody without a long history of being, Burgum. Yeah, I want somebody without a long history of being a politician. Somebody who, you could tell that their whole life didn't revolve around just becoming a politician so they can make money from being a politician. JD Vance, he has financial stability. When I start seeing people that I say, you know what? You've been mixing around in the dirt and the muck and the mire too long. Don't know what rubbed off on you. Don't know what rubbed off on you. So JD Vance has been in, I think, 2 years? So I trust a novice, just like Trump was a novice. He came in and he hadn't been dirtied up by years and years of being a politician. So let's continue, though, hearing them bash JD Vance for some reason.
I do also love that the Republican ticket is now a real estate developer and a venture capitalist.
So instead of a slimy dirtbag politician who him and his son made a whole bunch of money off of foreign countries, instead of that, the people who come in and make their money, have employees, give back, pay taxes, all that stuff, and don't get rich off of taxpayers, those are the type of people that you got to look at and thumb your nose at, right? But Joe Biden, who came in broke, now for some reason he's rich. That right there is the American dream. Rich without no employees, no products, nothing. These people are idiots, absolutely idiots. Ideological idiots.
Because that's what they really think they've got a case to make to the working class.
They are celebrating that choice both in Milwaukee tonight and in Moscow.
Ooh, if you done made the Putin puppet line up, then you might be on the right track. Whenever they start assigning Putin and the Kremlin to you and start calling you potentially a Russian agent and Putin celebrating you and all of that, I'm going, maybe we're on to something. When you get that big fat rhino sitting up there, I don't even know how they was able to fit that rhino in that seat on whatever program he was on. Yeah, a rhino that big and fat shouldn't even be able to sit in a chair. So that guy gets in there talking about some, the only people celebrating this. Unbelievable. Now, this guy's a dummy, or should I say, he is just a useful idiot, because he knows that if Putin is over there celebrating anybody, it is keep Kamala and Creepy Sleepy in the White House. That's who, if I was a dictator, if I hated the United States, I would love that. I would be like, keep these two dummies right there in the White House, just in case I feel froggy and want to jump. If I want to jump, they're less likely to have the backbone to do anything about it. So I would rather them be in the White House. But that guy's talking about that Kremlin.
He is being picked in part because he is going to help shape this transition away from democratic norms, this transition to a white patriarchal Christian dominated nation, something that's very different, right, than the nation that many of us have thought we have been a part of this many years.
There you go. When they start sprinkling some white Christian patriarchal, the straight male, the upper middle class, when they start doing that, you might have the right one, baby. So yeah, he done made it on the white patriarchal Christian straight male list too. He's doing good so far. Yeah. See, the sad part is these bad things are good things. As they're saying bad things, I'm saying these are good things. These are good things. Continue. Tell me more about him. Yeah, I want to know it all. I want to know every view and every attack from the left on Vance, because that right there encourages me to say maybe we made a good choice with him. Maybe we made a good choice. So as they're saying these things, I'm going, good. And they're like, see, I told you. I'm going, no, not just to put your hands down. No, don't think that I'm celebrating with you. I'm saying by the fact that you're calling him these things are good for us. It's good for us. I'm not on your squad. But continue.
J.D. Vance makes history tonight as the running mate on a presidential ticket who has said the worst things about his running mate.
You do that with people who have like supplicant personalities, but if you do that with people as ambitious as J.D. Vance and frankly Tucker Carlson, never turn your back on those guys again.
But he could no longer be that person if he wanted to rise in the party and become the vice presidential nominee. So he said, you know what? I'm shedding that person and any connection to Appalachia and the working class people I ran for. Because I want to be that, and I want us to be in the Oval Office.
Because I want to run with the guy who I think might be America's Hitler.
America's Hitler. Yeah, I'm encouraging them. I'm encouraging the left. Get them, y'all. That's right. What else y'all got to say about JD? Tell us everything so I'll know your thoughts. I want to see how y'all perceive him, because it lets us know how much of a danger he is to you guys. Yeah, that lets me know who assigned all of these folks to go after him. We got to assassinate this guy. He's a threat. All right, let's go right down the whole, he's a white nationalist. He's a threat to democracy. Let's go straight down that. So continue. Tell me more.
Different, and everybody knows it, and it's one of the reasons he has some working class people.
You know what? I agree with you, because a traditional conservative Republican would not support an insurrection. A traditional conservative Republican would.
Yeah, man. The insurrection. Now, see, you know what this is? This is kind of like when I became a principal years ago, where as soon as I got in, the lady at the front desk came up to me. Ooh, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, man, we need some changes around here. We need we got to get this place together. Now, let me tell you about so-and-so. See, you got to watch so-and-so because she be coming back late. And then, and Mr. So-and-so and I'm sitting there listening to him like, tell me more. Because what you're really doing is telling me about you. Yeah, I am able to draw all kind of conclusions about you and your motive. All right. Why are you trying to sway my opinion about these folks that I haven't even met? Let me come to my own conclusions based on observation. but you jumped the shark, and now you're the one that's the talebearer. Let me tell you about so-and-so. Now, see, she gossips. And I'm going, says the gossiper. But the whole time I'm saying, oh, what? Go ahead, continue. Because all you're doing is painting the picture about who you are. It gives me the quickest depiction of who I got to watch. Yeah, you're the one I got to keep an eyeball on. So now, as they're sitting there thinking, they're informing everybody about JD Vance just because they're looking out. They're looking out for all the public. And let me tell you about JD. Come here. You know, I heard you might be a white nationalist Christian. That's what I heard. But you ain't here for me. And I'm going, no, what? Get out of here. What else? What else? It's telling me everything I know about these people and the way that they're attacking him. It lets me know that he's a threat.
Would not say he's going to pardon traitors and treasonous people who attacked our government. You're correct. He's not. He's worse. He's worse. He's much worse.
JD Vance is a big part of that simply believes that democracy is antiquated, that it doesn't work any longer, that we would be better off if we just had one person in charge and the rest of us were stripped of our rights.
You think, well, is this person, how did he get the job? Did he get it because he was really the best qualified to be president, or did he get it because he sucked up effectively to the nominee?
Part of the reason that JD Vance matters isn't for these kind of short-term electoral calculations.
It's not.
He matters because of what he means to the Republican Party long-term. This is cementing a kind of nationalism.
I watched
a kind of nationalism. Man, I tell you, these people, they are always pushing national. They might as well just go ahead and stop pretending and just say white nationalism. Why did you say it? Stop pooting and farting around with it. Just go ahead and get to the nitty-gritty. Stop toying around. Stop nursing it. Just slide in white national. It's like when I first shaved my head. My best friend Clint, I was kind of concerned about going straight completely with the shaver, the bald head. So I was nursing it, I would just, cut it real low and have like a 5 o'clock shadow. Just a 5 o'clock shadow. And one day my boy comes over and says, hey man, stop messing around with it, man. Go and peel it back. I said, nah, I don't know if I could do that off grip, man. He said, man, look, you almost there. You almost there. Just go take the razor to it, man. Peel it back. And it hit me like, man, it's more trouble trying to keep this mess, little peach fuzz on top. I just went with the razor, peeled it back, and was like, you know what? I feel better. I feel better that I just went ahead and came out with it. No more concealing the bald head. Just peel it back. Stop nursing the white nationalist, suppression. Just straight come out and say, look, man, he'll make a great white nationalist. But they got to keep saying national clashes because they've done their fair share of convincing a lot of people up front that whenever you hear the word nationalist, just automatically insert white in front of it. That's why, they don't really need to spend as much time saying, well, I think this person is a white nationalist. They got it to the point where they can just say nationalist and dummies will immediately fill in the other word. White nationalist. It's obvious they're talking about that. So they're trying to demonize the definition of what a nationalist is because they want people to associate nationalism with white nationalists. They're not fooling me. But they're fooling some people out there. And listen to this fool right here.
All of her speeches for the last 2 weeks. She's different. I thought she was fantastic 4 years ago. Anyone that hasn't watched, I hope that JD Vance today challenges Kamala Harris to 6 debates.
Me too.
She would wipe the floor with him. She's hitting for what?
Is she talking about cackling? Is she saying cackling will wipe the floor with Vance? Man, you kidding? I can see it right now. They're coming to the stage before she even comes out behind the curtain. That's all you hear. People would be like, is that the cackler? Are they about to send out the cackler? Man, now, granted, if she used that superpower, JD might be in some problems right there. Mrs. Chameleon, would you like to respond? At some point, he might just tap out. But if she's going to use actual words, she's going to get dusted. We saw what happened to her during her debates. She sucks. Absolutely sucks. So here's this woman trying to suggest that Vance is going to get destroyed by a chameleon, just like they thought that Creepy was going to destroy Trump, too.
Whatever I will stay out of what the Democrats decide to do, the top of the ticket.
Well. So we better go ahead and check in with some of the events and happenings at the RNC since it's over, because I'm excited to see what's going to happen at the Pure Chaotic DNC convention coming up. You know that is going to be nothing but romper room, because the word on the street is Creepy's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. So it's going to be chaos. Plus, they're doing it kind of virtually and all of that stuff. They're not going to have a real rip-roaring good time like we did. I don't predict no Hulk Hogan's coming out on stage with all that testosterone. They're bringing out somebody with nothing but estrogen and no bass in the voice. Okay, you know what? That's it. I've got to rip my shirt off. Wait a minute. Can somebody go get me some scissors? Wait a minute. Let me try it again. Okay. Oh, shoot. I might have broken down. There ain't gonna be no dang on testosterone in that funky joint. Not to mention they're probably gonna have about 50,000 folks out in front of that place talking about free Palestine. So it's gonna be a mess, an absolute mess. But we had us a ball. At ours. Let's see.
I'm up here telling you this. I'm no politician and I don't want to be, but I do care about the truth. And the truth is that the media has lied to us about Donald Trump.
What?
I know this because for a long time I believed those lies. So I'm here to set the record straight. Member of Congress.
Well, so we got another one? We got us another one that actually have woken up and said, man, these folks been lying to us. Now, some people had a problem with Amber Rose speaking, and I'm saying, I don't see what the problem is. It's not time right now to isolate folks. We don't want to come across as the Democrats. We don't want to do that, where we're not open and embracing folks that, see, here's how I always look at that. Some people might say, well, she hasn't been in conservatism long enough to be able to come out and see. But it's good when you find an example of someone who has enough clout to where people could see that there are people out there that have no real incentive to open their eyes. In fact, it is more detrimental to them to be red-pilled and to openly come out. Therefore, most likely it's sincere. Okay, you really don't gain from coming out and saying, I'm supporting Trump. This isn't one of those things, I'm going to gain more followers. All of the entities that propped me up and made me rich is going to be celebrating me and all of that stuff. This is one of those, it could absolutely backfire on me and I could lose everything, but I'm brave enough to come out. Now, as far as how long she's been a conservative and all of that stuff, I'm not worried about that. We're not looking at her like a politician that's going to be dropping policies out there and this and that. She's just right now in the baby stages. Look at it as a baby saint. If somebody comes in off the streets and she's been out, stripping and kicking it and clubbing and the guy's been out drug dealing and he's an alcoholic and all of that stuff, you don't bring him in and immediately say, now all of a sudden, let's make you into a super saint where, we like checking all of the boxes. All right, now look, you can't be wearing, pants right off, girl. You got to wear a dress, a skirt, and it got to be down to your ankles. You're like, I just got here. Let me get used to the culture. Let me fall in love with Jesus first before you start stripping me down and put my hair up in a bun and making sure I don't have no makeup and can't wear jewelry. Let me start with the fundamentals. Let me get acclimated first. And then you'll start to see changes happen and manifest itself in that person's life as they become more acclimated to that lifestyle, the culture, and the mentality. Your mind will eventually start to think differently as you follow politics a lot deeper and start to appreciate the conservative values and culture. See, and then you start to realize, wait, as a conservative, we ain't the nerds. We're not the ones with the stick up the butt. We have a great time over here. We kick it. It's a party up in here. Everybody's invited. In fact, I'm about to show y'all. Y'all want to see? Y'all want to see how we kick it? Let's continue. Because Joyless Reed didn't like the fact that Amber came out there and said good stuff about Donald Trump, y'all.
Who was a Republican, came out immediately and blamed the incident on DEI and said that the fact that there were women and black people in the Secret Service.
Now, I don't know about that. I think she might have slid in black people on her own. You see these evil demons? Now, last night I went off on a rant about how demonically influenced and infested Joy Reid is. But yeah, she's back again. Talking about women and black people. She's not giving the context of why folks are making this comment. So I'm going to have to go ahead and help her out a little bit.
Is the reason this happened. That is a member of Congress who went out on the TV and said to the world that DEI was the cause of an assassination attempt.
Well, let's go ahead and see with our own eyes. Now, we all know that we're not saying DEI actually was the cause of the kid getting up there, nobody seeing the kid and all that stuff. But you could make an argument for it, considering the lady who's over the whole Secret Service appears to be a DI hire herself. And she said the buck stops with her. However, what we are saying is that they are focused on unnecessary stuff instead of focusing on having the best people for the job. And when you flub up something like that, guess what happened? People go and get the binoculars. They go and get the eyeglass and start looking like, okay, let's look at this closer. And when you look closely and you see stuff like this, okay, what? Where? Okay, where are we going here? Oh no, wait, let me put it away. No, wait, let me hold it. Are people still coming? Oh boy, I tell you, that's not a good look right there. That's not a good look. And I'm not even going to go ahead and say just the women. It looked like a whole cast of monkey shine going on right there. A whole cast, not just the women. Even though each one of those women looked like they were built low to the ground for traction, which I have to wonder, are you tall enough to cover the president? And, it looked like they might be, just not really the toughest, most on it women. I'm just going to try to say it like that. There are some women, I'm pretty sure, I've seen some women on like Instagram who practice with guns and stuff, and they are very proficient. They're in shape. They're tall. Look like, I can see her out there. But these three women, they're just not fitting it. They're just not fitting it, man. They don't look like they are in the best of shape. And some of the guys don't look that great either, but they just stand out like a sore thumb. And when you hear the FBI director saying their goal is to have 30% women by a certain time, half of that 30% is right there. So you stick all three of those women on Trump's detail, and we're about to find out more about them in a second. There we go. They just look like they're all going, okay, wait, what? Are you in? All right, wait, what do I do? Okay, where are we going? Which way? Hold on, let's see. Let's just stay in here for a second and see what happens. Okay. Nope, I'm coming your way. No, wait, come back my way. Okay, I guess we're all going. Okay, let's just run with the truck. Let's just run with the truck. The front angle. Okay. Okay, wait, hold on. Not a good look. Holy moly. Now, I mean, it's real hard. It's real hard to defend that. When you look at it from a visual standpoint, you're going, now, I might have not paid that much attention to it if you didn't have the director out there talking about we got 30% women, that's what our goal is, and all this. You might not pay that much attention to it if y'all would have covered the president properly, and this would have never happened. I've seen women with the Secret Service, and it never even hit my mind that, okay, there's a quota. All of this is coming out because they dropped the ball. I would have just assumed these women were in the Secret Service because they were qualified and they met the standard. Now I got to question it because they're coming out openly and saying, this is our goal and agenda. So yeah, of course, now, you in the fishbowl. Everybody's looking. But according to Joyless Reid, you know what? You're not allowed to recognize that because also that includes black people. It includes black people.
Party is. So it's ironic that they were able to recruit this young woman who, she's a racially ambiguous. I don't want to say she's black because she has said she's not. So I don't want to say this black woman, this woman who is of whatever race that she has claimed. She said she's not black.
Well, I wonder if you know what you are, Joy. You got the same color hair as her. Yeah, it looked like you trying to be Amber.
But they brought somebody whose whole career is based in black culture. She used to be on a show on...
And your whole career is faking black culture. while working amongst nothing but white folks and a white network, doing the bidding of white liberals, but trying to pretend you the most soul sister, down with the struggle person on the network. Big old fat apple head. Let's continue.
BET, that's the reason most people know who she is. She dated one of the most prominent African-American rappers in the business in the history of hip hop.
And why do people know who you are, Applehead? Yeah, besides your Applehead. It's because the white liberal network who hired you made sure you're the DEI hire on their network. Yeah, so put that in your pipe and smoke it. How do you like those green apples? Huh, Apple? Huh, Applehead? So now, here she is. Trying to black culture, hating, because she knows that Amber has a larger following than Joyless Reed does, and might just influence some folks to open up their eyes too. And you can't have that now, can you?
Yeah, so her whole culture came.
Well, I can't believe we got 688 people watching the live stream. Oh shoot! Hit those likes. Oh man, y'all gonna make me go. Now I'm about to really show out. Hell, let me stretch my hammies. I don't want to pull a hammy because I'm about to take off in a few minutes. Okay, there we go. All right. I don't want to pop an Achilles while I'm in the midst of ripping these dang on liberals.
From black culture, even though she says she's not a black person herself. And the fact that she is now the person they're using to try to recruit young people of color and to say that this is the person who is the endorser of Donald Trump who you should trust.
And yet the woman out there singing to those white liberals who own her network, use me, oh yeah, use me tonight. That's what she's doing. This woman, who I really like the way I'm paid, hey. So she's getting paid to be used by that network. Ain't got the nerve to be talking about that Amber with all of these the people who put her on the map and she gets me so sick.
When she won't even claim the culture that brought her to the table, I'm dubious that this will work. I don't know anyone who takes their political cues from Amber Rose.
Now, you know what's crazy about that? If Amber Rose would have claimed the culture that made her and put her on the map, then Joyless Reed would be talking about she's appropriate, this is misappropriation, she's not black, and she's trying to pretend she's black. Their whole goal is whatever you say, I'm going to say the opposite. I don't care how much sense it makes. I don't care if what you said is right. I'm going to make it sound wrong. If it's wrong, I'll make it sound right. They're just disgusting humans. Absolutely disgusting humans. And this woman gets paid to be a disgusting human. She gets paid to be evil. Holy moly. We jumped up over 700. Wow. All right. I'm not going to look at how many people is on there, but I'm touched. I'm honored that many people will be watching my live stream. So I appreciate that. All right. So let's continue because it's about to get even crazier on this roller coaster.
But just in case you do, you might want to duplicate doing your own research because she might not have done it thoroughly.
Oh, God. Like you? Yeah. So I guess getting our own research and done and all of the information we should get should be from Joy Reid, right? She'll keep us on the up and up when it comes down to, keeping us abreast on current events and politics, like she did last night during my live stream, where she was on there making people doubt whether Donald Trump even got shot in the ear. Now, I'm not saying, I'm not saying he didn't get shot, but did he? That's all I'm saying. Did he? I mean, did you see it? Well, yes, we actually did. But did you see it with your own eyes? Well, yes. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Don't believe those. We need more proof. We saw that last night during my live stream. So let's move on. Look at this. Let's check out the tolerant left, since she's talking about, the right's not tolerant and all of this stuff. And, look how we embraced Amber and yet we're still intolerant. So we better go ahead and do a compare and contrast when it comes down to the left and the right. And what better way to do it than this brother right here as an example. So let's see.
Just the Trump people, they just don't want to see it.
The Trump people don't want to see him. Well, is that true? Let's see.
To take you over here with me to the Trump supporter side, and maybe you can show me if there is racism over here that I should be.
Yeah, let's go see some of that racism.
If he's going to be safe inside there if he goes.
Yeah, come on in. You go with us.
Welcome you.
What the? You see that white nationalist run over there and hug that black man with that beanie on his head? Man, what kind of mess? And I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Hey, you guys, I was changing me around. Hold on, a few more, I might change my mind. I don't see enough of me to represent with me here.
Hey, you're with us. That's all that matters.
And that's all that matters, brother. Okay.
It don't white don't mean shit.
Now I'm gonna go over with the demonstrators with him.
Well, yeah, let's go over to the open-minded, tolerant left. Let's see what all of these liberals over there with their macchiatos. All of the guys over there with all of their lack of testosterone. Let's see how they're embracing everybody, and let's check their inclusion.
And he's gonna follow me around and see if I get treated with love and tolerance.
No, fucking Nazi.
Oh, did he call her a effing Nazi bee? That's not nice. You can't say that to a woman.
Yeah, no one can hear what you're saying. You can't, bitch. How do we get one?
He's been traumatized. It looks like he's been traumatized by the left. Wow. Now, who would you rather hang out with? Folks that's just regular, down-to-earth, everyday, hardworking Americans that don't give a darn about your race, sex, gender. It's all about, hey, man, do we have the same type of cultural values? Or are you somebody that's way out there in Timbuktu, always mad for nothing? Can't be around you without you pointing out some type of injustice. Yeah, no peace. I don't see how these people sleep at night. Constantly mad, looking for some other issue to jump on board and protest about. They're the worst, man. That's why I say we kick it over here. We have a great time. When I was a young boy, every time I would hear conservative or I hear, Republicans, I would think stick up butt. That was it. Oh, these people over here, they're probably no fun. I mean, how could you even be a conservative? Now I'm thinking, man, we have a great time. We don't spend all of our days thinking about issues. We recognize it, we deal with it when we have to, and then outside of that, we are focused on everyday stuff. And when people try to portray conservatives as just nothing more than white conservatives that hate all kind of black people and is filled with racism, I have to remind them oftentimes that conservatives have no time to be thinking about y'all. How arrogant are you to think that all conservatives, number one, are white, number two, are looking around for liberals to persecute, attack, and whatever? I walk past and through liberals constantly, and I can tell some of them go out their way to make sure, I'm a bleeding heart liberal. Look at all the Kool-Aid in my hair. Look at that. I got rainbows in my hair. My car is filled with nothing but bumper stickers with rainbows all over it. I don't stop, roll down the window, and start yelling at them. Don't give a darn. I got stuff to do. That's what I'm saying. I got stuff to do. Nobody's sitting back going, you know what? We're going to find the LGBT crew, QXY -3 groups so we can tell them how we feel about them. When they show up at schools, there you go. Only time we show up is when they get outside of minding their own business. You start showing up at schools, you start showing up in male and female bathrooms. Yeah, we'll show up then. These are the times where we say, now you're going, I was trying to mind my own business. I was trying to mind my, and now all of a sudden I'm seeing y'all running in races with women. Now I got to come off the bench. I'd rather be at the picnic. I'd rather be working on my man truck. Because when you work on the truck, you got to talk like that. I'd rather be working on my truck. But now I got to come down here and say, what are you doing weightlifting against these women? Don't you understand you're a grown man? Now, don't be celebrating. Now, get your butt off that podium. You understand me? That's what I got to do. So we ain't trying to bother nobody. We'd rather go and mind our own business. But according to the left, we're always after them.
You have Democrat media that has called a Republican president a tyrant, a dictator, said it would be the end of the United States of America as we know it, said he would make us a laughing stock on the global stage.
What? Like he did the first time? Like he did the first time? You think he gonna do it again, y'all? He did it all the first time, right? Boy, people are so dumb.
And those are exact quotes, actually, of what they said about Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, he was great. He was great.
Saw the Lincoln hat. You might have wanted me to remember that. Those were words that the Democrat-led media said about the first ever Republican president before he was shot and assassinated.
So I'm starting to see a pattern. I'm starting to see that this right here is a tactic that these folks use.
In 1865.
Wow. And
so think about that, the moment that we live in today. We came within, Lincoln actually spoke at this convention. It was at a Republican convention. It was at a Republican state convention, I think in 1858.
School us.
When he said a house divided cannot stand. Oh. That was on the eve of a nation that was on the brink of civil war.
Wow.
I think we
what?
Came within a hair's breadth of a second civil war in this country, and we avoided it.
What?
And I think it's because God intervened, and I believe that he has given us a chance to answer his call.
Amen. Wow. Of course. Now look at that. So now, Vivek, let's see if we could test your theory, because we have been listening to the left do exactly what you said, which could be contributing to why one or many other folks might think Donald Trump deserves to be taken out. Y'all remember this?
Trump is a Nazi time again.
Let's go with Hitler, okay?
I don't think it's hyperbolic to say that. That is Mussolini, Hitler-like language.
Trump's affinity for Hitler was always covered under an umbrella of his stupidity.
Echoing Hitler. No, you know what's stupid? The fact that you would say Trump has an affinity for Hitler. How stupid can you be? To say, no, how stupid can you be to believe that? An affinity. All of his years in showbiz, all of his years interacting with black folks, you're telling me he was hiding an affinity for Hitler? You're telling me if you go into the secret chamber in the basement, you would find all kind of posters of Hitler? You know what? We don't like the Jews. We don't like anyone that held Hitler. You're telling me that? You're telling me Trump's like, you know what my idol is? Adolf Hitler. Unbelievable that these people will get out there and say stuff. You know how reckless it is for these people to be saying things like this on national TV? Because some folks don't realize that they're actors. There are a percentage of people out here that's going, why would the news tell us that? They wouldn't say it if it wasn't true, would they? No, right? That he must be Hitler if they're calling him that. This is unreal. An affinity with Hitler's words.
Listen to this. Well, Hitler was duly elected. That's right. Echoing the hateful rhetoric of Adolf Hitler. Echoes Hitler.
That's the kind of language Hitler used in Mein Kampf.
Vermin and Hitler and Mussolini.
And you know what else Hitler used? He used the fake media, the state-operated media, to go ahead and manipulate the people. There you go. All of these folks would fit in real good under Hitler. Go out and tell the people that I'm the best, I'm the fear. Make sure you let them know that I'm... All of these folks would have been a part of Hitler's propaganda media back then. And yet they're up there doing exactly what Hitler did with his media and just projecting all of this on, their enemies. So they're taking a playbook right out of Mein Kampf themselves.
Horrifying clip. That's a fascist. He's just going full on Hitler. So Hitler's Germany.
We just need to say, for the record, that the term
trash
was really effectively used by Adolf Hitler.
Echo dictators like Hitler.
With language evoking authoritarian figures like Adolf Hitler and
Now this is that moment, y'all. If you're a bleeding heart liberal, you wanting to get your liberal on, you're sitting here listening to all of that, talking about all the bass is leaving my voice right now. Because I have to go out and stop this white nationalist, fascist, xenophobe, homophobe, Hitler. That is enough to push a weak-minded person over the edge. And even if they don't do anything like what that kid tried to do, they're still dumb enough to be saying, oh, why did he miss? You know what? He could have stopped Hitler. Oh. And I'm thinking, how did y'all get to the point? Oh, that's how y'all got here. Because y'all been listening to this stuff.
Donald Trump parroted the autocratic language of Adolf Hitler.
Talk about the brilliance of Hitler's generals.
Correct.
Like me, President Trump, I've
Oh, and look at this. And look at this. This is another person that they're always, trying to trash, but she got a word for him. She has a massage for him, a message. So, Marjorie Taylor Green, what is the message you have for the media since we just heard them all calling Donald Trump Hitler?
some of the most highest amount of death threats because of people like you.
Oh, what? So no, they don't come out and defend Marjorie Taylor Green and all her death threats that she gets from them out there doing things like we just heard them do to Trump. See, I mean, because if you just say one negative thing about a Democrat, they're putting their life in danger and they're getting death threats and all of this stuff. But now all of a sudden, Marjorie Taylor Green is laying it all out on the scene. Let's see what she got to say.
Because you choose to only take certain words from people, and then that's what you want to report. Shame on you. Shame on you. Because
You're not allowed to talk. Do. Zip that lip. Do. I don't want to hear nothing from you. Tell them. You see her right now? She got the mama finger right there in that person's face. No, you shut up. You understand? I'm sick of it. Now you shut your mouth and listen to me. Finish telling them what time it is, Marjorie Taylor Green.
The problem. And where's this woman from?
Yeah.
This chick. You're from the Times. Okay, you're ridiculous. And you're the problem in our country. You lie about people like me. This is the first time you've ever talked to me. I want you to know, I'm a regular person like you. I'm also a mom. I have 3 kids. And we have to put up with the most unreal amount of bullshit because of little liars like you that take your job and turn it into political activism. Your job is the press. You should report the news, not lie about it. You don't get to ask any more questions. I'm done with you because you're the cause. You're the cause of our country. You're the cause of our country being divided. You're the cause of our country being divided. You're the cause of President Trump almost being assassinated. You're the cause of everything wrong in America. No, you're done. You're done. Yeah, go back. Thank you.
Shorty, I'm here for you anytime you need me. For real, girl, it's me in your world. Believe me, nothing make a man feel better than a woman. Queen with a crown that be down for whatever. There are a few things that's forever. My lady, we can make war, make babies. Back when I was nothing, you made a brother feel like he was something. That's why I'm with you to this day. Do no fronting. Even when the skies was gray, you will rub me on my back and say, baby, it'll be okay. Now that's real to a brother like me, baby. Never ever give my Marge away. You hear her drop that on that chick? She dropped a hammer and Advil right on her head. No, you don't get to talk about that. You don't have no base evidence. While she was ripping her. That's what needs to start happening to these fake news networks. Just rip them and walk away. Leave them bloody. Don't even try to bring them. Shh, they're there. Yeah, don't even try to comfort them. Yeah, my mom, back in the day, she'd give me a good whooping. After a while, she'd get busted up on the inside and tell me to come give her some sugar and go out and play after she done wore me out. No, don't do it. Whoop them and let them sit there and think about it like she just did. So wait, more updates on that assassination attempt. So let's get into y'all ready. Y'all got y'all tinfoil hats. Somebody go get it. Yeah, man, we about to go in on the tinfoil hat. So let's see the latest information about what took place. Here we go.
What happens here? I mean, there are lots of consequences. Let's start, first of all, the Secret Service. I don't understand how the Secretary Cheetle, the one in charge of the Secret Service, has not yet been fired.
Because she's a DEI hire. There you go. I'll answer that one for you right off grip, Pierce. Not only that, she's corrupt. Because, see, remember, the corrupt don't fire their own. That is the reason why Mucus is still in office. That's why Joe Biden hasn't fired anybody. Because they're all doing the bidding of the left. They picked them to do these things. Why would you pick a competent person over Homeland Security that would actually secure the border when you want the border broken? So now when the border is broken because you picked him and hired him to do that, you can't fire that man. You know, so when you're picking people to do these things, you can't turn around and say, now we're going to fire you. Yeah, because then you can get exposed. They'll be looking at you going, yeah, whoa, I'm doing what you told me to do. You ain't firing nobody. If I go down, we all go down. That's why.
How is she not being fired? Because Mayorkas said, we trust that we have her back 100% with what she's doing. And she said, no, I'm still going to be doing the job. And by the way, when they asked the director of Secret Service for specifically the RNC, I don't know exactly her name, but she was one of the ones that was for Secret Service responsible for the RNC. She was asked, are you guys going to be making any adjustments in your approach at the RNC?
Yes, that's what she should have said, right?
No, we'll take the same exact approach. What do you mean you're taking the same exact approach? So let me get this straight. In any sporting event, you're a fan of Ronaldo, you're a fan of Man U, you're a fan of soccer, you're a fan of rugby, certain sports we watch. What do players say after a loss? They say we have to make certain adjustments. You mean to tell me if in sports we make adjustments, if in business we make adjustments, if a negotiation doesn't go right, we make adjustments, if in parenting we make adjustments, if in our marriage we make adjustments, in our health we make adjustments, but not when it comes down to an assassination attempt on the president. That totally makes sense, because what's the big deal, right?
Man, this guy's making some sense. So let me get this straight. All right, guys, gather around. It's a tough loss today. We got beat 77-0. We normally don't practice on Mondays. We're going to continue with that. We're not going to watch any film on it because we pretty much lived it. So no need to rewatch it. It'll only open up wounds about the beating we just took. And instead of running through our plays this week, we're going to simply do walkthroughs. We're going to do walkthroughs. And we're not introducing any new plays. So pretty much, you know what, matter of fact, let's just skip practice this week and think about it. We're going to come back out next week and hopefully we have a better showing. Okay, good luck, guys. I'll see you next Sunday. I guess that's how it works. I like making it sound dumb. See, I like making it sound dumb so that they can realize how much it appears that they're belittling our intelligence. I got to make it sound dumb. I like to make it stink. Put it in the dumbest application so they can realize how stupid it sounds to our ears when they come out and say this stuff.
It's just an assassination attempt. We don't need to make any adjustments. We know what we're doing. And then 3, 4, 5 days later, you want to deflect and confuse the American people and say, oh, it's Iran. Iran was really behind this and trying to get everybody to look this way instead of, why don't we investigate what the Secret Service got wrong?
I'm surprised it ain't the Russians. Yeah, man, why not sprinkle a little Russian on it? So now they got all kind of seasonings. All right, put some Iran on that. We like that, Iran. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some Russian in there too. Some Russian too. Yeah, there you go. All right, the Pootie special. So now all of a sudden Iran. Now, I worry about that because we have a history of misplacing blame, redirecting attention away from who really was responsible for it. Maybe even using all of this crap to even get into a skirmish that we shouldn't even be in. I mean, what better, application or use for a war than, hey, you know what, we got an election coming up. Oh, crap, now we got to go to war with Iran because they tried to kill President Trump. Hey, what, you don't want us to defend Trump? I mean, don't you guys love Trump? Maybe you're okay with him being killed by Iran? No, we're going to go ahead and... Unbelievable. So now all of a sudden they're trying to redirect everybody's attention away from who's really responsible for protecting Trump's life. So let's continue because this dude is about to say something just profound that we all need to take to heart. Check it out.
I think Elon Musk said the fact that how come President Biden doesn't fire anybody?
Because he can't.
It's a very valid question.
Because he don't know who is employed under him. Yes, I talked to him. So wait, you talked to the director of the Secret Service? Yeah, he was a great guy. One time we was in the Appalachian Mountains in the hills with Chi. And then I told him while we were watching Uncle Finnegan get eaten by sharks that we, he's not a he, so he's a she. Well, can I sniff her? No? Okay. Well, all right, anyway, back to me and the black church. So this guy has no idea probably who even works for him. No idea. But yet he's supposed to be firing somebody as if he could even concoct a diabolical scheme and plan that these people might do or come up with. He's just sitting in there like, protect Joe. Keep me in office. Whatever you got to do. Don't bore me with the details that I won't understand or remember.
In corporate environment, she would be fired like this.
So we've had someone try to shoot him now. That hasn't worked either, thank God.
Yeah.
But they've literally chucked everything that they can think of.
But
both the Democrats, the liberals, lunatics. I mean, you put it all together, this has been one of the most concerted attempts to thwart somebody becoming president again I've ever seen anywhere in the world.
Me too, Piers.
And yet there he is, standing now as the clear favorite to go and win. I don't think...
And that's why he earned my vote, but he earned it a long time ago. But he's earning so many other people's votes for the simple fact people are looking at him like that, saying, you got to be kidding me. That man's still standing? After that, this is like the Rocky scene. Getting beat down like that. Come on, hit me harder. When the Russian was giving it to him, and he was like, he's winning. Don't worry, let him do it. He's winning. As he's getting punched in the face and still coming. You know, at some point you go, man, how many times can I hit this dude? Nothing worse than to fight somebody who you think you're beating, and yet they keep getting up like, come on. After a while, you're going, is it really worth it? Man, I'm taking a beating too. So let's see what this man has to say about that, because you would think they would just give up, right? After the botched attempt to take him out. But he has a different view on it, and I understand what this man is saying when he says this.
I think there's anything the Democrats can now throw at him that will touch the sides. I really don't.
See, it's good to say that, and it's coming from a great place of optimism.
Right.
But then there are people that get paid to think about what the enemy would do to divide and conquer.
Like me.
Play their own games. Look, the New England Patriots one year almost went undefeated. They were 16-0, but they lost to the Giants.
I remember
So
that.
you can't sit there and assume that all these things are going to be perfect and we're going to win. Nobody's going to get in our way. That's not how this thing works. I think for me, you have to think, again, what is at stake for the left?
So what you're telling me is you got to think like the hero and the villain. You got to think like, if I am a wild animal who got my back up against the wall, got my foot in a bear trap, at that point, I will gnaw that sucker off to get out. I mean, at this point, it's either I get my foot out of this or I die. And I think folks on the left, the way they have been responding and going after Trump, this is that we either stop this man or we are done moment. So now when you put people in that position, no telling. They're like, we damned if we do, we damned if we don't. Might as well go ahead, try to knock him off his block, and then cover it up as we go. Because this was a sloppy job on Saturday. I mean, this wasn't no JFK type situation that was a little tidy and neat and you had to, wait 50 years. This is one of those 50 minutes later, not 50 years. And we didn't need 50 years to be like, all right, now the details are coming out. It was 50 minutes. We was like, oh, wait a minute. Why was that guy up there? And why wasn't nobody over there? And what was these people doing over here? And what, didn't anybody? Immediately, folks start going, this is a botch. This is a sloppy job. And it's so sloppy, it's so obvious that common people are able to look at it and go, y'all trying to tell us, our bad? Yeah, the director of the Secret Service, it shouldn't have happened. I said, it won't happen again. I mean, I'm the first to tell you, it was all bad. It was all bad. You're right. You got us on that one. But we're gonna look at some things. We're gonna investigate ourselves. Yeah. And I ain't really got to worry about the hammer coming down on me because Mucus already done went out and publicly said, I support her 100%. So whether my investigation turns up anything or not, it doesn't matter. I'm good. Mucus already done gave me the green light. Plus I'm a DI hire. How you going to fire me? Okay. So now this man is about to address this like, if you were them, what would you do?
What is at stake for the left if Trump gets in on his second term? Let's kind of talk about this. Elon Musk buys Twitter, turns it into X. Yeah. We all saw Barry Weiss and Matt Taibbi with Twitter files. What did we learn about the involvement of the New York Post tweet a couple days before the election? What did we learn about Biden's camp communicating with Twitter at the time saying you can't allow this to happen? What did we learn about it? They were involved. So what if Trump gets in and all of a sudden brings in individuals to investigate FBI files? What about if there's CIA files? What about if there's DOJ files? What about if there's Merrick Garland files? What if there's all these files that we see with email that you can't just delete these emails because you're dealing with the government? What if we get access to that information? What would we really learn about this? What if that takes place? What if that's what they fear? What if they're worried all this stuff's going to leak? What if they're worried that RFK is going to join Trump's camp and he's going to go after Fauci, NIH, CDC, WHO? What if? These are things you have to consider. So if you thought this protection is at risk, Pierce, question for you and your viewers. What would you do if you were the leader of the Democratic Party, knowing everything could potentially be exposed by the guy that has the following that wants that to happen? What would you do to prevent him from being in the office? And by the way, do you think you would stop after what just happened this past Saturday? I'm not going to be in a naive community and say, no, that's it, they're going to let him go in there. I think they're going to do whatever they can the next 112 days or whatever days are left to make sure he doesn't get in there.
And that is exactly why Trump need to bring in some additional security, have people tasting his food, everything. I wouldn't trust none of these folks. These folks right now are being ran by people who've done everything to stop him. DOJ, Garlic, all these investigations. You think Mucus really want the best security for Donald Trump? You think this lady who couldn't even give a reasonable explanation of why all of those Secret Service folks' text messages just got deleted somehow? Sorry. Once again, another one of those. Sorry, y'all think that's suspicious. What y'all want me to tell y'all? You know what I'm saying? Ain't like we got the best technology to retrieve anything we want from a device. Come on, y'all. We just the United States. That's how they're treating us when it comes down to how they operate. So do you want me to really believe that Donald Trump is under the best protection? If anything, they would be like, you know what? Let's send out the folks that just barely passed the lowest bar. All right, let's see. It says here you were able to jump over that log. That's good. That's a good start. Okay. Let's see if, you know what? You can raise your hands above your head. Okay, that's pretty high. That's high enough. Okay, got that. Could you look to the left? No, your other left. There you go. Okay, that's good. Okay, now look to the right. Your other right. Okay, that's good. Okay, good. So the candidate is breathing. Can you bend? Can you kind of like bend down and up? That's good. Okay. What is a gun? No, yeah, a gun. There you go. And let's go ahead and see if you can shoot. Okay. No, not at any targets. Just shoot. Can you shoot the gun? There you go. Okay, there you go. You're on detail with Trump. Right over there. What, you need a badge? You don't have a badge? Okay. Get this person a badge. That's it. Look, that's what it looks like they did. I would think that might just be going on when it comes down to how they're going to approach Trump. Give him the ragtag squad. So now some new details have come out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. My man Stephen Gardner has some details about some mysterious folks that was in that audience.
Senator Josh Hawley says whistleblowers have come forward alleging the Biden DHS assigned unprepared and inexperienced personnel to Trump who weren't even Secret Service.
Just like I was just joking about. Now go figure that. I might have showed up on the day of the rally and became a Secret Service agent myself right there. Hey, you, we're down one. Could you come here for a second? Hold on for a second. I got ice cream in my hand. And sure. Okay, hold this for a minute. Yeah, what's up? We're a little short on Secret Service, man. Can we rely on, can you come in and maybe and say, you look pretty healthy. You think you could come in? Sure. Well, what do you want me to do? Just, kind of fill in. And if you see something suspicious, maybe doing this. Okay, I'm glad you brought me in because see, that building over there, somebody should be up on that building right there. Why isn't anybody up on that building? That's a direct sight right to the president. Oh, wait, we don't want this guy. Get out of here. Get out of here. Let's take the child. Let's take the child right there. Come here, buddy. And the kid might have came over there. Okay, but you want that building right there? That one right there, the building that's like got that baby slope and stuff like that I would be playing on it with my big wheel. That maybe somebody should be. All right, the kid's too smart. The kid's too smart. We need somebody. That seems like what they did. Boy, I tell you. Okay. Let me get focused here. Oh, boy. Okay, so now. You're telling me they brought in folks that weren't even real Secret Service?
Whistleblowers who have direct knowledge of the event have approached my office. According to the allegations, the July 13th rally was considered to be a loose security event.
What? Now, who determined that? A loose security event with 30,000 plus folks? I would think loose security would be every single Biden appearance, where only people that show up are the protesters. But 30-some thousand folks on flat land. Flat land. There you go. Only a few buildings out there, but loose. So therefore, let's scale back. What else?
Hawley said in a letter to Alejandro Mayorkas. For example, detection canines were not used to monitor entry and detect threats in the usual manner.
Interesting.
Individuals without proper designation were able to gain access to backstage areas.
There you go. They're back there having a Secret Service meeting and all of a sudden, excuse me, I'm looking for the bathroom. Yeah, so Johnson, you're going to be able. How did you get back here? Oh, I just came right here. There was no rope or anything. Is there a bathroom back here? Sir, you shouldn't be back here. Well, there's nobody to stop me. There's nobody out there. That's how open and loose it was. Folks accidentally walking up on the stage with the president. I went to the bathroom and there was a door. I came out and now I'm on stage with the president. How'd I get here? That's how bad it was? What else?
Department personnel did not appropriately police the security buffer around the podium, and were also not stationed at regular intervals around the event's security perimeter.
So just like I assumed, the real Secret Service, who are really loyal to the job and the president, would never sit back and allow themselves to look so incompetent. So at some point, they're going to start leaking like that wasn't us. Just like the local police are saying, that wasn't us. So now people are starting to come out and say, hey, man, quiet as kept. They had a ragtag team. I was wondering why none of us was on the job. They only had one of the originals. No idea where the rest of these folks came from. But now we're about to find out who loaned us some part-time Secret Servicemen for Trump's security.
In addition, whistleblower allegations suggest the majority of DHS officials were not, in fact, United States Secret Service agents, but instead were from the Department of Homeland Security investigation.
What? So these were investigators? Maybe those Thumbelinas out there were used to going out like, all right, we found some hair right here that could lead to what? I got to protect the president and throw my body in front of him? I'm an investigator. Yeah, but we need you today. But don't you have any taller people for that? No. I mean, you're a woman. As long as you can identify as someone taller, that'll cover it. Girl power. So they were what? Investigators from the DHS. Now, who runs that? Bill Cass.
This is especially concerning given that HSI agents were unfamiliar with standard protocol typically used at these type of events, according to these allegations.
No wonder it looked like the Benny Hill show when it all went down. Last thing on their mind is we're going to be under fire and be responsible for protecting the president. We thought we were showing up for show. We thought just because we had the nice dark shades on and the suits, that should deter anybody. We had no idea that we were being set up too. So send them in there, let them stand there looking around all serious. But when the shots went out, they're like, oh, they're shooting. Wait a minute, hold on. I thought we were supposed to. Okay, wait. No wonder I can't find my pic. Oh, girl. We in trouble. No wonder it looked like that. Crazy, isn't that? Oh. Thank you, Kitty Cat.
So what these whistleblowers are saying is that they purposely left Donald Trump insecure and inadequately protected, that they re-uniformed people that were Homeland Security agents as if they were Secret Service.
What?
Oh. It's no wonder they're running around. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to stand. They don't know to dive on the president's body.
No idea.
So on the one hand, it now makes sense why some of these people were so panicked.
So you know what that means, y'all? We need to throw us a foot up the butt party. We done cracked 1,000, y'all. 1,018 folks watching the live stream. So guys, we need to have us a foot up butt party on Mucus and on the Secret Service director. Both feet. I'm telling you, drop kicking them in their tail for that. So now you put these people out there. They are not used to that. They don't know the protocol. That's why you kept hearing them say things like, okay, what are we doing here? Where are we going? What's going on here? Because they had no idea what they were doing. They thought they were just going to make some overtime that weekend. They were sitting there going, you know what? I mean, why not? I make some extra cheese and I'm going to show up with a little suit on. I mean, what could go wrong? What could go wrong? Huh. Well, now we see. And then somebody else showed up in that crowd that I wonder, what was this person doing there?
On the other hand, why is Alejandro Mayorkas, who hates Donald Trump, purposely giving him inadequate coverage? All right, also.
Mucus. Anytime Mucus show up, it's a nasty scene, y'all. Yeah, nobody likes when Mucus is mentioned. Yeah, nobody likes when Mucus show up draining all over the place. So Mucus has something to do with it. I do stand behind the stupid director of and I also stand behind my dumb self who is over that guy. So wait, what else? There's more to this story? The plot thickens?
So there was a woman behind President Trump in a black MAGA hat.
I remember her.
Just before the shooting, she looks in the direction of the shooter and the snipers. She then covers her mouth with a Trump sign, but in reality, she was getting her cell phone ready so that she could...
So wait, let me get this straight. You telling me somebody was not even discreet in that audience? Sitting there like, okay, all right, okay, right now, okay, okay, good, okay. I'm ready. Hurry up now, doing it. And everybody else is going, what the heck, what is it? And this person's focused, sitting there with the phone like, okay, let's see, get the money shot. Don't miss this, Frank. Don't miss it, Frank. Oh, Frank. Now I got to act like, yeah, I was scared for my life. That was a close one. Well, who is this mysterious woman? We need to know, y'all.
Film. As bullets start flying at Trump, she already has her cell phone recording. She remains very calm and focused during the shooting. What? She's now been identified as a top leader within the FBI.
Oh, no. Oh. That's what I'm saying, Pussycat. That's what I'm saying, Pussycat. So you telling me that lady that was sitting here, okay. I'm surprised she didn't do that. Okie dokie. What? Don't touch my ear and stop. Put my, oh, shoot. Okay. All right. I'm ready. Roger that. Okay. There we go. That lady worked for the FBI. How is it that they keep showing up in situations like this? Now I think we need to bring in Raggedy Ray. Somebody said Bigfoot 2.0. You're right. Yeah, just like tomorrow we gotta go in. I'll say it. I might go to jail for it, but I'll say it. We gotta go in. That guy. Are you familiar with Ray Epstein? I've heard of him, I guess. Okay. Is he a secret agent? I cannot answer that. Did any of your agents have anything to do with this? I can't answer that. Did any of you guys participate in planning this? I can't answer that. What can you answer? So that lady right there was in the... Now, maybe that's just a rumor. Let's see.
But here's what we don't know. Was she there getting video of Donald Trump's brains being blown out?
Looks like that's what she was prepared for.
Was she there as a Trump fan? Was she placed in the crowd in regular MAGA uniform?
Yeah, because see, you know what gave her away and makes this even more suspicious? She went straight to it. See, that is not a natural response. You're telling me, for some reason, you just happen to have yourself. You know how long it takes for me to open up my phone, because you got to unlock it first, scroll through, get to the video thing, hit that, and get it all set up. She came up. Now, she's been sitting behind him before this happened. She wasn't recording him from behind, because what good is that? You're just sitting there recording him, the back of him. But now, prior to the gunshot, she decides to get the phone set up, ready, bring it up, and soon as the gunshots start firing, almost as if she wanted to get the evidence that the job was complete. That's what it looked like. She remained extremely calm under pressure, and she had the phone angled right down where he would fall. Now, isn't that crazy? She wasn't even concerned about her own life. She wasn't going, okay, let me focus on, did we hit this guy or not? That's what it looked like. It looked like she was trying to get the footage to see if we actually hit the target. And I'm sure after he got up, she probably was like, shoot. Yep, we missed the target. What, take my hand off my ear? Oh, yeah, okay, we missed the target. So now, let's see if we get a name on her.
Like they did on January 6th? I don't know. I don't have any answers for you, but I'm just letting you know the woman who's behind that looks like she signals, covers her mouth, and then has her cell phone pointed right at the back of Donald Trump's head was in fact an undercover FBI agent in MAGA gear.
Yeah.
Breaking news. The woman in this video behind Donald Trump, where many viewers accused her of giving the shooter instructions, has allegedly been identified as FBI Assistant Director Janine DiGiuseppe. This is still a developing story. Okay, let me pull that up just a little bit more for you. Assistant Director of the FBI is who they're reporting that is.
Wow. And there she is, ladies and gents. Janine DeCepiapi. Whatever her name is. I want y'all to take a good look at this person. Now, why was she there? I mean, does she live in PA? I don't know her background. Maybe she was there just to show up and watch, but maybe she didn't realize that people would be filming and watching and looking for everything that looks out of the norm. And she looked out of the norm. It appears that our FBI is now dumb. That's how obviously dumb they are. And honestly, I didn't mention it when I showed up, but I looked in the audience when I came in. And it was several people that I'm looking at and going, they just don't look like they fit in here. They had the tight polo shirts, the tight pants, the khaki, and I'm going, those dudes look like feds. And the girl that was with them looked like a fed. All of them looked weird. And I'm thinking, what? And I just ignored it. I'm like, well, maybe they're just preppy looking Trump supporters in here. Now, I have to question everything. I'm sitting there going, maybe they were feds. But she's sitting right behind, almost as if she assumed that the shooter is not going to hit me because they know what the target is and they know where I'm sitting. In fact, they're probably waiting on me to do something to let them know, okay, now. So I'm questioning a lot right now. She at least needs to come out and say, hey, I came because of this, or I was there because of this. And the reason I did what I did was because of whatever. You cannot just write this off as coincidence. And I'm hoping somebody in Congress is hearing these things and catching these things so they could bring this up. I want to see Ray, I want to see Mucus, and I want to see Cheetah and whoever else is responsible for protecting the president that could have a fingerprint on any of these things. So now the FBI could be implemented questions. That's all I'm saying. We need to be asking Ray, did you know she was going? Why was she there? Why was she recording that? Why didn't she jump in and try to cover the president? What, just because she was off duty? That's what's killing me about all of this. And man, I'm going to tell you, that also could be why they're saying we in too deep now. If we don't take this man out, you think he's going to let that slide? You think if he gets into the Oval Office, first thing he's going to do is fire all of them? He's going to be like, all right, let's get all of those creeps out of office. I don't want them calling no shots whatsoever. Everybody fired from Mucus all the way down. Get real folks in there and launch a real investigation on how in the world could this happen? What in the world was that chick doing there? Why in the world were folks who work for Homeland Security and don't do that for a living just happen to be I'm just going to moonlight as a Secret Service agent on the weekends? There are so many questions. And yet folks are saying, whoa, easy. I'm not comfortable talking about this. CNN, are you come on. Whoa, our little number keeps going up. Thank y'all so much. I am so touched and honored. So let's see if we can get through this. Here we go. Shame on her. Look at that. What was she up to? Let's move on. Now, guys, we see who she is. Let me see if we got some more information about her.
Assistant Director of the FBI is who they're reporting that is.
Assistant Director? She's up there. She ain't like just some low-level person. And it would take people who are high up. They would never entrust something like this to, I've been, in a borough for like 2 years. No, these are people who saying, look, we got to handle this ourselves. That's the way I think. We got to handle this ourselves. It got to be a small group of us that is aware of what's going on, and we got to be hands-on this. See, not everybody's compromising our agency, so therefore we might have to do it ourselves. Now, it's bad, though, as we get ready to get out of here. Even folks on the left who hate Trump has to recognize that this whole attempt, whether it was, something that was coordinated by other people or organic, just solidified Trump's victory. And if nothing suspicious happens, it's going to be a butt whooping in November. Listen to Stephen A. Smith.
Got to say it, so I'm going to say it.
Say it, Stephen.
You know, when we're looking at situations like this, first thing I want to get out the way is this.
What?
This shooting, this is my opinion. It's not the opinion of anybody I work with, anybody that knows me, or anything like that. In my opinion, the shooter, he just handed Donald Trump the election.
Oh, no.
Well, that is what I believe.
That's what you believe?
Of course, I don't know that as fact. Of course, things could change. But in my opinion, he just handed Donald Trump the election. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't buy, I've been in media for 30 years, you can't buy a better photo than what Donald Trump has at his disposal as we speak.
I know it hurts to admit, Stephen, this all the way backfired on the left. Whether they planned this war or part of it or not, I know they probably wished for it. Everything that could go wrong in regards to elevating Trump's popularity has gone wrong in this situation. And in every other situation they've tried. Don't they get it? So let me get this. Somebody said that's from her phone. You're probably right. That probably is from her phone. She probably like, dang it. I took a money shot by accident, not the one I was looking for. Oh boy. But it looked like that straight up could have been from her phone. You know, so, but nonetheless. Oh, that one got me. It's great when y'all could bust me up on it. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Okay, you got me. Touche. I'm used to being the person who makes the laughs, not receives the laughs. Okay, all right, and I'm back. But yeah, now what was I saying? Oh, yeah, every single thing that they've tried actually have made Trump more popular, you know, and you would think they would get it by now. So this was a do or die moment. Either this was going to elevate Trump into a martyr that survived, an iconic status, or it would take out their problem, you know. And of course, this is how evil they would have to be to even do something like this. They would have to be willing to say, so what if the country implodes and go into civil war? Right now, we're in power of the government, and we'll just go ahead, issue martial law, and let the chips fall where they may. That's how desperate they are. They're willing to risk it all to stop this man. That's why I don't understand why people aren't able to see that he threatens them. That's crazy, man. He threatens them. The only reason they would be risking all of this and going after him so blatantly is because he's a threat to them. And Stephen A., he sees like, oh, this situation has really pretty much sealed the deal.
He goes to the ground. He's got blood on his right ear, looked like it got nicked, which is what he said, it pierced his ear. He gets up, he looks disheveled, all right? Clearly taken aback by what happened, and rightfully so. Blood trickling down his ears and the right side of his face. Surrounded by Secret Service agents, raises his fist, is shriveling, you know, cringing his face up, fight, fight, fight. He says it 3 times. And while raising his fist, surrounded by Secret Service agents, the American flag is behind him.
Beautiful. And somebody says Stephen Smith is a sellout. He sure is. You know why I say that? It's because deep down inside, you know he want to vote for Trump. You know he's loving that right there. A person who loves sports, you can't help but love that. That is the heart of a competitor, the heart of bravery. He would be someone that I would want on my squad. Somebody who you gotta admire that. If you are somebody who admire or watch sports, you gotta go, that's the heart of an athlete. It's the heart of a soldier. It's the heart of a leader. You know, I mean, it's the heart of a protector. It's the heart of a patriot. He encompasses all of those attributes. So you can't help but admire that. As a man that has your natural testosterone and ain't scared of it, there's somebody who's embracing their testosterone. You're drawn to that. It's hard for a man to follow a leader that he says, you know what? I probably could lead better than that. I probably would have responded totally different. Everything about creepy. I look at him and I go, I would have responded 15 million times better than that wet noodle. You think I'd have let people watch me walking up Air Force One's baby steps, wobbling and about to fall backwards? Before I would have got to that point, I'd have let it go. But this guy looks weak. He looks sorry. And yet you got Trump out here looking strong, and he's overcoming obstacles, and he's depicting nothing but strength and projecting it into the audience. Why do you think that people responded like that? In almost every battle, every war, when folks see their leader rise up and is willing to rush in, take the brunt, they follow their leader into battle. I wouldn't follow creepy sleepy into any place. And yet, here you go, Stephen. I know he's fighting it, but I know he's going, dang, I want to come out and just be like, man, that's a bad photo. That's amazing. And he won me over, but he can't do it. He can't do it. See, he don't want his black card revoked. Chicken. That's what he is. He's a chicken. Caw-caw, caw-caw. He's a chicken. That's what he is. A chicken. Cuckoo-caw.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can't buy that. You can't buy a better photo than that if you're a politician. You can't buy a better photo than that. Look at the video of him raising his fist. Look at the crowd going crazy behind him. Look at them saying, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know? And then listen to the pundits on TV talking about how strong, how vibrant, how courageous. Yeah. We're using these words.
Yeah.
And not coincidentally, it was the antithesis of what they've been saying about President Biden. Now you see right there what Donald Trump's statement was on his Truth social media page.
Read it. I want you to read it, Stephen.
What transpired. I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement officials for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also to the family of another person that was badly injured. It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country. Yeah. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear.
So maybe somebody needs to send that to Joy Reid, who's making everybody question. I mean, did he? I mean, I'm just saying, like, we don't know. We don't know what that injury is.
I knew immediately that something was wrong and that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening.
And so I just laid there and started crying and saying, please save my life. I don't want to die. That's what I did? Is that what he did?
God bless America.
No,
this is what he's doing.
He didn't do that. He got.
There's not a word in there that he said that we can refute. And he brought up somebody that was injured. This individual was killed. Shots rang out, and he literally jumped to save his wife, to cover his wife and his 2 children. And he got hit in the head, and he was killed. My condolences to him, to his family, and to him, of course, and to those who were injured at the rally as well. But make no mistake about it, Donald Trump, in my opinion, secured the presidency with this.
And I know it hurt to say it, Stephen. I know it hurt, but hey, it is what it is. So let's hear from our people.
Trump just won the election. Fuck you, Biden supporters. Fuck every last one of you Democrats. Here's why. What? Y'all just shot Donald Trump. Y'all tried to assassinate Donald Trump. Yeah. And this is after you wrongfully bankrupted him. This is after you wrongfully arrested him. Yeah. This is after you wrongfully put him through multiple kangaroo courts. Yeah. Wrongfully defamed and smeared this man. Brother. Wrongfully convicted this man on 34 bullshit felonies. That's actually 1 misdemeanor. Yeah, brother. Statute of limitations. And now you shoot Donald Trump. And you still can't take him down. You still can't take Donald Trump down. This man's standing on his feet, standing tall, with his fist up in the air. That's what I'm talking about. Joe Biden, Democrats, we're taking it back, baby. Whoa!
You f*** with Trump, you f*** with me.
That's right, brother.
I learned a long time ago. When you get knocked down, you get back up.
Like this? Like this, creepy? Yeah, long time ago, when you get knocked down, you get back up like Donald Trump. Yeah, not like Creepy, who went down and the Secret Service had to help him up. Yeah, that man had to get up 3 times just to make it up the steps. So you were right about that. And then Megyn has to come out with a sentimental reaction to Donald Trump. And I might not play all of this, because we want to get to the very end. But let's see.
All of this has me thinking about President Trump, 78 years old, independently wealthy, though they're trying to stop that too, as I pointed out.
Yeah.
And he's been through the ringer, my God, before tonight, he's been through the ringer for this country over the past 8-9 years. He was the host of the #1 television program in America. The Apprentice was crushing it. And he was the reason. As soon as they tried to use another host, it went down the tubes.
It did.
He could have just stayed doing that. He was beloved, he wasn't as controversial. He didn't have to get into politics, but he did. And he's stayed in politics. He's been president. Why did he run again? Just, right? Like, who would do such a thing? Just go back to your private life and your beautiful wife and your children, and your grandchildren, and your golf courses. Why put yourself through this?
Now, what I like about this is she's another example of someone who repented. She's another person of someone who was not a Trump fan. Same thing with Glenn Beck. There are many of them out there that's like, man, I was wrong about this man. I started off like this guy right here is a showboat. He's a this and that, and the Republican Party's better than this. And now they're all seeing that this man has earned their respect and their loyalty. She is bringing up some points where I try to convey this to people. What would be the incentive for this man to go through all of this? When I hear these fake, phony, dirtbag Democrats on TV and the fakes, Donald Trump only does things to help himself. He only does things to... This man has laid it all on the line. And you trying to say he's doing things just to benefit himself. It would have been easier to walk away. Most people are programmed to take the path of least resistance. That man chose the hardest obstacle you could choose. He's like, nah, that one's not tough enough. Let's take the ones with the darts and the arrows and the machine gun bullets flying across with the moat and some crocodiles and eels down there and piranhas. Throw a couple great white sharks in there too, if you could. Any landmines you could drop in there. Okay, I want some F-15 shooting at me as I run through it all. He done took the worst, most toughest path you could take to the office. And yet people out there still trying to say Donald Trump's doing this thing for himself. Boy, I tell you.
Why continue engaging with these people who hate you and want to destroy you? And you know it. That was the final question of my interview with Trump in September. And here's what he said. You could be going into your 78th year, enjoying this beautiful golf course, Mar-a-Lago, your lovely family. You don't have to be running for president, sitting for 4 criminal trials, some civil, and possibly looking at jail time. Is it worth it?
Make America great again. Our country's going to hell. Our country's going down. You don't realize it. I don't believe you realize it, but our country's going down. Our country, and I used to say we're going to end up being, if we don't do certain things, we're going to end up being Venezuela on steroids. How about we're buying oil now from Venezuela? How about that? We're making Venezuela rich. Okay, think of it. The people running Venezuela, which were total enemies, what we're doing is so crazy. We're not using our oil. We're making Venezuela rich. But the country, I believe, has one last chance, and that's this. This is the most important election we've ever had.
Now, here's the problem that the left have with Trump and MAGA supporters. This is the first president, I would think, almost since, I would say, Kennedy, who the people love. They don't just look at him as a president. They love the president. See, Trump, for some reason, has captured the heart of real Trump supporters. And it's starting to leak it over into people who maybe wasn't on the Trump train, wasn't on it, but now they're starting to go, man, he at least earned my respect. I might not love him, but he's now earned my respect. They got a big problem with him. That's why they couldn't just get rid of him and not expect a complete crap show afterwards. If that would have happened to Trump, folks will react crazy over somebody and say, man, I love that man. My heart was broke when I thought that they had taken Trump out. I mean, it felt like they did something to a family member. See, you don't want to mess with people when they say, no, the leader's not an idol. He's not God. But this is a person who I've never hung out with, but through their character, all of the things they demonstrated, I can literally say I love that person. For you to cause people to love you without having direct contact with them, that says a ton about your character and what they're seeing you go through for them. And so Trump has acquired the love of the people. They wish they could have. Their voters love them like Trump supporters love Trump. They can't. That's why they get mad and they try to say we're in a cult and this and that. They hate on us. Do you think any of their voters love Biden? Not even the people get on TV lying about Biden. I love Biden. I've been knowing him for years and this and this and that. Nobody loves creepy. But folks love Trump. And you can see it at the fact that they're willing to stand out. That day that I was out there, it was so many people out there. And do you understand how hot it was? I mean, folks, and then Trump, he was late, I think, he didn't come on stage for like an hour and something. So folks was just standing out there for hours on their feet in the sun. No shade, no nothing. Standing there waiting to hear President Trump. Out there having a good time dancing. Some folks just decided to sit down. There was a big mud puddle in the midst of us all. Folks was like, man, I would just stand right in the mud. You're not doing that for somebody like, do you think I wouldn't walk 2 feet to go see Joe Biden? If he showed up right outside, I wouldn't even go outside to see him. Might not even lift the shade. That's too much. I'm spending that energy to look at Joe. Yeah, if I can't see him right here on my laptop, yeah, it's too much for me to push the phone and it has to come on its own. Come on its own. Then something has to turn my head towards it. Because, I mean, it's too much. I'm not going to exert that energy to look at Joe. I would be an invalid. You would have to make me look at Joe. But Trump drove all the way up there, stood out in the sun. I had cowboy boots on. My feet was smoking. But it's all because how folks feel about Trump. And that's a danger to them. It's no longer just politics. It's personal. Folks are saying, man, we actually love this dude. And now you try to take him out and he survives. It's all bad. And they know it. They're like, man, it is all bad.
I believe Donald Trump genuinely loves his country, not just himself, as his detractors say. I believe that's why he is running again, despite all of it, all the things that have happened to him. He doesn't deserve what the left has done to him, and he certainly didn't deserve what happened to him today. And the people who love him, who saw the magic in his message, in his persona, and responded to the way he made them feel, which was seen and heard for the first time in decades. Someone who, though he had become of the elites, rejected elitism and said to the men and women of Appalachia, I get it. I see you. I see what happened to your manufacturing jobs, and I'll fight for you. I'll stand up to China. I'm not going to lean into the free trade thing. I'm going to talk about possible tariffs. I'm going to do some radical things that President Biden would wind up continuing, though he criticized Trump mightily for them at the time. And they knew in their gut that this guy was different. That's why they surprised everybody. They shocked the world in November of 2016 and put him in office and remained that loyal to him ever since. Is he a perfect man? No. Was he a perfect president? No. Is he guilty of rhetoric that can be controversial? Of course. I mean, we know these things about President Trump, but he's a special man. There's not a lot of guys like this, not a lot of human beings.
I love this rant by her. That's why I had to play it. I think it's sincere and it's very accurate. You know, as flawed as Trump could be, you love him because the positive overshadows all of the negatives. And actually, the stuff that people hate him over, I think it's funny too. You ever seen that montage of him going, nobody knows nuclear like Trump. Nobody knows this. Nobody knows building like Trump. Nobody. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. You know, the stuff that he says, I get a kick out of. His personality is magnanimous. So I don't even have a problem with some of the things people say. Well, Trump and his tweets and all of this. I'm going, oh, lighten up, Francis. Feel like the movie Stripes. Lighten up, Francis. But nonetheless, I know some people have a problem with that. But when you look at Trump as a whole, he is a surreal character. It's like, man, we almost lost not only a president, but an icon in the United States. They didn't care about all of the contribution this man has in modern day society in New York, all of that stuff. They were about to take out an iconic personality in America for selfish gain. And Trump, as she described, is willing to listen to the people and say, I'm going to do the opposite of what these folks are doing to y'all. The folks that didn't show up in East Palestine, took forever. Yeah, the folks that didn't care about your job, forced you to get shots you didn't want. Folks that stuffing illegal immigrants into your neighborhoods. Folks that sending your jobs overseas. Folks that sending your kids off to unnecessary wars in foreign lands. Folks that's abusing your tax dollars. Folks that's shoving all kind of indoctrination into your schools. I'm listening to y'all. I feel you. Yeah, I'm not only listening to y'all, but the way I see things, it resonates with y'all. I'm not here to brainwash you. I'm here to simply echo what you guys are already seeing and feeling that no other politician out there was addressing. And they wonder how everybody said, yeah, I'm going to vote for this dude. He's making sense. Finish up, Megan.
Like this, with that kind of strength and resilience and ability, literally under fire, to stand up and say, fight. It was inspirational. I believe President Trump is going to win in November. I previously disclosed he will have my vote. And I am now one of the people who will walk over broken glass to make sure I cast my vote. And I know I won't be alone.
Darn right. Where's Homer Simpson? Darn right. Now you understand how pumped up, man, as soon as I found out Trump survived and I saw that clip, I was like, ooh, I'm telling you, man, it's going to take a lot to stop me to get the vote. I'm telling you, it must make it to vote. Gotta get there, man. Got to get there.
I think now you are going to see formerly blue states rush to pull the lever for Donald Trump. I thought it was bad before tonight, and I think my fellow Americans will understand how important it is to send a message loud and clear to the people who want to change our country, that we won't allow it, that we are not going to lose sight of one another. We're not going to continue trying to ruin each other, end each other. That's not how we want to live, that we will find our way back to one another. Tens of thousands of people showed up tonight in Butler, Pennsylvania to show their support for a presidential candidate, and some maybe just to listen to him. The kids don't know. They just wanted to see the former president. It's a uniquely American thing, the way we do things in this country. And he's such a character. Maybe they just wanted to go for the fun, or because they wanted to hear what he had to say, the way I do with my kids. Or I say, listen to this speech. What do you think?
And yet they were willing to burn a horrific image in the minds of all those kids that were there at that rally. See, I pay attention to my surroundings. I'm there and I'm looking at all the personalities. I'm looking at all the people. I'm looking at the families. The love there was amazing. This one lady standing next to us was like, y'all want me to go get y'all some water? We was like, sure. She came back with a whole thing of water, dumped it there. Everybody's dancing. They had the Trump wigs and the Trump hats and stuff. And there was kids on their parents' shoulders. They were willing to subject these children to something that would have scarred them forever. So the powers that be are at the point where they're like, we don't care how this would have impacted all the kids there. We don't care how this would have impacted every single person watching this on TV. This is not 1960, 1950, where you can't just pull it up on the internet and watch it. This is something that everybody would have saw on TV. A horrific situation would have taken place. They didn't care about Trump and his whole family that would have been impacted over this. Last night when I was watching Trump out there with his grandchildren on his lap, and they were willing to take this man away from his kids, his grandkids, and his great-grands, and all of that. All for selfish gain. And yes, you're right. Somebody said vote in person. Darn right. I know they're pushing, pre-voting and absentee ballots, but not me. I need to see my stuff go in. Click, click. That's what I need to see. So I'm loving her monologue right here as she's closing.
Let's get a glimpse of it. What did you hear? What's your reaction? They showed up and they ran for their lives instead in Butler, Pennsylvania. And after Mr. Trump was removed in the Beast and two of his most ardent fans were shot, dead, or within an inch of their life, the American flag still waved. The remnants at the site, bottles and so on, scattered the ground. And yet, much like 9/11, after it was all over, the American flag still waved over a now empty area. That's what it's all about. Our flag was still there. We're still there. We're still with each other. I just said this on July 4th. We are so lucky to have been born in this country. We hit the lottery. Our patriotism must be reignited for America. And yes, our understanding that there's humanity on both sides. The hard partisan loons who have been behind the rhetoric we've discussed tonight do not represent either side. And there is room for a reconnection.
Yep, and I hope people take it. I really do hope people take this, because I'm going to be honest. It burns me up when I see Americans not appreciate how good they have it. When they get out there, Trump's going to ruin everything and our country sucks. And I was watching a documentary about this lady born in one of the worst parts of Jamaica. And you think these people are worried about the issues that folks over here in America are worried about? This woman gets prostituted out against her will. She has to sell her body just to feed her kids. She's constantly subjected to the R word and being physically abused. She lives in an area where gunfire is going on and gang members run the joint. And there's no way out of that situation. And I'm sure so many people in these conditions stop for a second and just says, why me? Out of all the places I could have been born, all the countries I could have been born in, I had to be born here. I get a glimpse of how folks in America are running the streets talking about fascism and white nationalism and you know what, our rights are being rolled back and climate change and all of that stupid stuff. And they're going, there's people outside of my crib shooting right now. You know, this dude could come in here and just say, take off your clothes. And I got to take off my clothes because there's no police even allowed where she was. Cops didn't even police it. No escape. And folks in a free country whining. Don't know what they got. I feel sometimes like people need a tour to go to places like that so you can realize how life is outside of your fat bubble.
But I'll tell you what, President Trump needs to win this election, period.
Yes,
President Trump needs to win this election. Wow. It's not about him anymore. It's about us. And so I hope you'll vote, and I hope you'll vote Republican.
Darn right.
Say a prayer for President Trump and his family, and indeed for President Biden and our elected leaders. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the...
Well said, Megan. And then we'll close with this. I love this right here.
And our elected leaders. Thanks so...
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.
She's come a long way.
Millions of Americans sincerely love Donald Trump. Yeah. They love him in spite of everything they've heard. They love him often in spite of himself. They love Donald Trump because no one else loves them. The country they built, the country their ancestors fought for over hundreds of years, has left them to die in their unfashionable little towns, mocked and despised by the sneering half-wits with finance degrees but no actual skills who seem to run everything all of a sudden. Whatever Donald Trump's faults, he is better than the rest of the people in charge. At least he doesn't hate them for their weakness. Donald Trump, in other words, is and has always been a living indictment of the people who run this country. That was true 4 years ago when Trump came out of nowhere to win the presidency, and it's every bit as true right now. Trump rose because they failed.
This is one of Tucker's greatest monologues ever, and it fits perfectly to this.
It's as simple as that. If the people in charge had done a halfway decent job with the country they inherited, if they cared about anything other than themselves, even for just a moment, Donald Trump would still be hosting Celebrity Apprentice. But they didn't. Instead, they were incompetent and narcissistic and cruel and relentlessly dishonest. They wrecked what they didn't build. They lied about it. They hurt anyone who told the truth about what they were doing. That's true. We watched. America is still a great country, the best in the world, but our ruling class is disgusting. A vote for Trump is a vote against them. That's what's going on in this country.
Darn right. Couldn't have said it better myself. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And that is why the Democrats have a big problem. That's why Trump wouldn't go away. That's why the folks wouldn't let Trump go away. That's why he got more popular the more they attacked him, because really people looked at that as this is an attack against us. Yeah, once y'all get rid of Trump, y'all will get back to ruling us, like serfs. You know what? We ain't got to worry about their concerns, their issues, their perception of government. We're not going to worry about these folks saying, well, you know what, maybe our tax dollars shouldn't go there. Shut up, we're in control. And that's Republicans and Democrats. We're back to normal. They know that if they had got rid of Trump, they could have went back to business as usual. And the movement is greater than them. So they couldn't just say, well, let's stop Trump. We got to stop him, and we got to stop these folks who genuinely love him and have now seen a perfect example of how a great president and leader should be. And so the Democrats, I don't see how to recover from this. Even after Trump is gone, half of the country would have gotten used to a president that really loves the country and the people. So moving forward, they're going to have to try to either duplicate that, which we won't be sitting back saying, well, you know what, I'm a believer Democrat politician now that I don't believe him. Get out of that party if you really want to be sincere. If you really want to be sincere, get away from the Democrat Party, because I don't see them changing as a party. It's in the bone, But the Republican Party, it appears that a metamorphosis is taking place, and I'm excited about it, y'all. So we will see. I hope God blesses this country moving forward real good. And I hope he brings back some key elements that made our country great. Like, love for each other, patriotism, love for the country, pride in our country, love for God, all of these things. The things that, even though we might have differences, we all could agree on some of those fundamental things. So that's my prayer. And I thank all of y'all for hanging out with me this Friday night. Over 1,000-some people. We pushed it all the way to 2 hours, and I'm loving it. I had a great time with y'all tonight. Thanks to all of those who gave in the super chat. And we will be back here Monday. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. Share my videos. Follow me on all the other social media platforms. And I think you all are amazing as well. Now, go out and kick it. It's Friday night. Go do what you do. And if you ain't going out and kick it, just stay at home and have yourself a good time chilling at the crib too. So God bless y'all. God bless America. We will see y'all next time in Kev's Corner. Take care. Oh, wait a minute. How can I go out without what? What? Oh, yeah. This goes out to Donald Trump. Yes. Yeah. Brother. Take care.